Welcome to Day 7 of your productivity course. Today we're building on yesterday's work with energy and motivation states by learning to recognize and skillfully navigate your different workflow states. You've been developing the ability to tune into your natural rhythms. Now we'll use noting to identify when you're in flow, experiencing resistance, or transitioning between tasks, so you can work with these states rather than against them. Find your comfortable seated position with your spine naturally upright. Close your eyes or soften your gaze downward. Let's begin with our breathing foundation. Place one hand on your chest, one on your belly. Take a slow breath in through your nose for 4 counts, feeling your belly rise first, then your chest. Hold gently for 2 counts. Now exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 counts, letting your chest fall first, then your belly. This is your productivity breath. It creates the calm alertness perfect for focused work. Continue this breathing pattern for 3 more cycles. In for 4, hold for 2, out for 6. With each exhale, let your body settle while maintaining that alert, ready to focus quality in your mind. Notice how this breath creates both relaxation and clarity. This is the optimal state for productive work. Now we'll explore the 3 main workflow states you encounter during productive work. First, let's examine the flow state. Bring to mind a recent time when work felt effortless, when you were completely absorbed in a task. Maybe you lost track of time, ideas came easily, or your fingers moved smoothly across the keyboard. Notice what this memory feels like in your body right now. You might sense openness in your chest, alertness in your mind, or a quality of forward momentum. Simply note, flow state, flow state. Now shift to remembering a time when you felt resistance during work. Perhaps you kept checking your phone, felt heavy or sluggish, or found every task feeling difficult. Notice what this resistance feels like as you recall it. You might sense tightness, heaviness, or a pulling away quality. Don't judge this state, simply note it clearly. Resistance, resistance. This noting helps you recognize resistance early so you can work with it skillfully. Finally, bring awareness to transition states. Those in-between moments when you're switching between tasks, starting something new, or wrapping up. These moments often feel unsettled or unclear. You might notice restlessness, uncertainty, or a scattered quality in your attention. Note this as transition, transition. These states are natural and important. They're where you can make conscious choices about what comes next. Now let's practice noting these workflow states in real time. I'll guide you through imagining a work scenario, and you'll use noting to track your internal shifts. Picture yourself about to start an important project, maybe writing a report, preparing a presentation, or solving a complex problem. As you imagine approaching this task, what state arises? Notice the quality of your energy, attention, and motivation. Is there excitement and readiness, flow approaching, heaviness or avoidance, resistance present, or uncertainty about where to begin? Transition state. Whatever you notice, simply note it clearly and kindly. Now imagine you've been working on this task for 30 minutes. How has your state shifted? Maybe initial resistance has given way to engagement. Note, resistance dissolving, or flow emerging. Perhaps flow state is continuing, flow sustaining. Or maybe you're feeling fatigued, energy declining. Keep noting whatever arises without trying to change it. Excellent. Now imagine you need to switch to a completely different type of task, from creative work to administrative tasks, or from focused thinking to collaborative discussion. Notice what happens in this transition. You might sense a moment of disorientation, switching gears, perhaps resistance to leaving the previous task, attachment to flow, or maybe relief at the change, welcoming transition. Note whatever shift occurs, recognizing that these transitions are where conscious productivity choices happen. This is the power of noting your workflow states, instead of being unconsciously pulled around by these natural fluctuations. You develop the awareness to work skillfully with each state. When you note flow, you can protect and extend it. When you note resistance, you can investigate what's needed. Perhaps a break, a different approach, or simply patience as the resistance naturally shifts. When you note transitions, you can pause and consciously choose your next step rather than moving reactively. Let's conclude by setting an intention for applying this practice. Today, commit to noting your workflow states at least 3 times during your work. When you sit down to begin a task, pause and note your starting state. Midway through a work session, check in and note what's present. And when transitioning between tasks, note that in-between quality. Remember, you're not trying to always be in flow. You're developing the awareness to work intelligently with whatever state is present. This practice builds on everything you've learned so far. The breath awareness, the recognition of mental patterns, the understanding of your energy rhythms. You're developing a sophisticated internal navigation system for sustainable productivity. Each time you note a workflow state clearly, you're strengthening your ability to work with your natural rhythms rather than against them. Take 3 final productivity breaths with me. In for 4 counts, creating alertness. Hold for 2, maintaining clarity. Out for 6 counts, settling into readiness. Feel how this breath supports both calm and focus, the perfect foundation for whatever work awaits you. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and carry this workflow awareness into your productive day.